Hey there. So, I want to talk to you about something real quick that's on my mind and radar today. So, um, as I was thinking about earlier today, I thought about a dream that I had several years ago. And in this dream, I was driving a vehicle and I had a map. And I'm a manual person. Give me a map, I can follow the map. Give me a manual, I will read the manual. I know how to put things together based on the manual. So in the dream, I was driving, I had a map, and I was looking for a housing development. And I kept driving down this one road, and the map kept telling me it's right here. The road should be right here, but there was no road. Even though my map said the street's right here and I should be able to turn into this development, there was no street, and nor did I see any of the housing development. It was just a large, big field. And so I started getting frustrated. And I drove up and I drove back and I drove up and I kept pointing and saying, the map says it's right here. The map says it's right here. And this is in my dream. And then I heard, as I was starting to drive, let go of the wheel. And so I said, okay, I was already frustrated. I let go of the wheel, and the car was driving, and then it began to slow and it stopped. And when it came to a stop, the road was there, and I was able to turn down that large field that was just nothing but grass. The road appeared, and I was able to drive down there into this beautiful, beautiful housing development. And when I woke up the next morning, the Lord spoke to me. And one thing He said to me, and I want to share it with you, is some things you may think you have the map, the directions, the manual on how to get to where I've called you to go, but the revealing won't come until you let go of the wheel. See, I was in control. I had my map. This is where it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be done. And I was being frustrated at the process because it wasn't looking the way the map said it's supposed to look. How many times do we take things and the Lord gives us a word and a promise, and we have an expectation on how we're going to get to that promise? As I understood it in that moment, and that has actually become a life principle for me, is understanding that there are some things the Lord is not going to reveal to me, to you, until we let go of the wheel. We are not in control. He is in control. There are things that we are looking for that will not be revealed. There are developments in us individually that will not be revealed. There's calls, purpose, destiny, promises, manifested promises that won't be revealed until we let go of the wheel. So I encourage you today, if you are waiting on a promise from the Lord, if you were anything like me, this is how it's supposed to be done. This is my expectation. Look, this tells me if I do this, if I do step A, B, C, and D, then it's going to open up to me, and I'm going to be walking into the promises that you, God, have given me. And God is saying to you, He's saying to me, there are some things that are going to remain locked up that He's promised you, some developments in you, as well as through you, and even externally, that will not appear until you let go of the wheel. Because God is a miraculous God, and there are things that only He can do that are going to be miracles in your life, in my life. So if you are struggling today, if you think you have steps A, B, C, and D, A through Z, and this is exactly how it's going to go for me to receive and walk in the promises of God. I suggest to you that you let those manuals go, let go of the wheel, let Holy Spirit take the wheel, because that's what happened in my dream. As I let go, the car began, it stopped, but as I let go, it began to drive, and it stopped exactly where I had seen on the map. But God is saying, you think that you are in control of this? You are not in control. I am in control. You said you would submit to me. Submit to the Lord, because He wants to give those promises to you, but some of them are going to remain locked up until you can begin to depend upon Him in greater levels, which means letting go of control. So let go today and watch God reveal to you the very promises that He has coming for you in this next season. God bless you.